Oh my god, okay. I had no intention of making a video tonight. It's the 24th of November, 2009. It's Tuesday. I just found something incredible on the internet and I had to talk about it. I was sitting here, I had such a plan for myself tonight. I got out of work at 4 o'clock. I went to the bank. I went grocery shopping. I have a Thanksgiving potluck lunch I'm going to, and this is the only day I have to go shopping for groceries for that. So I went to the grocery store, I went to the dollar store, and I came home and this apartment is a mess and I was gonna do something about it. And then I took a shower. And then I was like all like warm and cozy, and then I put my Snuggie on, and then that was, got me even further away from my goals. So I have spent hours sitting on YouTube watching tutorials. When I first got into YouTube, like 3 years ago, I only knew that it was like this website I could go to and find old commercials and clips of stuff from when I was little and things that were on TV. And then I started to discover the whole vlog world and these people who blog, but video blog. And that was like this big discovery for me. And that's pretty much been what I use YouTube for. There's this whole other group of people who use YouTube and just make instructional how-to videos. And some of it is for things that, like, I guess people care about. And then other things are just for things that only they care about. And it's just so fascinating. There's no, like, sense to what I am interested in watching. Like, I'll watch anything. I watched the other day hours and hours of tutorials on how to make spaghetti. Like how to cook it.
There's nothing to making spaghetti. You boil water and you dump it in and you stir it and put some salt and that's about it. But it's just fascinating watching other people do this stuff.
Then I start to want to watch other things. Like, I don't know why, but I just love watching makeup tutorials, and I don't have any aspirations to do drag. Although, I've got my whole Paris is burning fixation. I was actually at Sephora the other day. Nick's family was in town and we went to Sephora because they don't really have that in Sweden. And so we kind of showed them around, and I was looking around and it was like I was experiencing Sephora for the very first time. And I was like, oh my god, this place it's like a paint supply store. It's like art supplies. Lately I've been moving into this thing about hair. Specifically weaves and braids and lace weaves and how all of that works. I mean, it's a deep world. It's a really deep world. I went to go see that movie, Good Hair, the Chris Rock documentary about the addiction almost that black women have these days with hair and how expensive that is. And it was absolutely fascinating. Like, I thought it was really, really good. But I've been watching these videos of these girls like showing how they braid their hair, and I've spent hours today just watching that. Well, because of this, I was like, what else can I watch? Not like, maybe I should go take out the trash, or maybe I should clean or cook dinner, but what else can I watch? So I typed in iced tea, and this is how I found Steve Sutton. I just discovered him. I don't even, where do I begin? Where do I start? The first video that pops up is called How to Make Iced Tea with Steve Sutton. And it's this guy who kind of looks like a lot of comments on the pages say he looks like a child molester. Some people say that he just looks like a crazy nerd. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Robin Williams in that 1 Hour Photo movie. Kind of also reminds me of Mr. Rogers. Sort of reminds me of that Christian neighbor on The Simpsons. Kind of reminds me of my sister's husband. All of these in good ways, I mean. He's just so charming, and his voice, it reminds me of like one of those toys they had like in the late 80s for kids, like where you press buttons and it spells stuff and it talks to you, and it's like A is for apple, like That's how he talks. At first I was like, oh, he's an actor. Like, this is, you know, an experiment, you know, like an acting project. But then I started to go through all the videos, and I really don't think it is. I think that's really just how he is. You gotta just look him up. You gotta look him up. I'm actually gonna title this video, I don't know what yet, but something that will get his attention, because basically, Steve, if you are out there, if you're watching this, I want to know everything about you. I also have a deep love for iced tea. I love that in your video you call it the magical elixir of dreams, because that's how I truly feel about iced tea. And I love that you are interested in like sci-fi. I think you would really like this show called Eureka. It's like one of my favorites. I have the first 2 seasons on DVD, and it's a sci-fi network TV show about this town where all this weird paranormal stuff happens, but it's like quirky and it's fun. And you probably already know this show, but I just want to talk to you. I went through all of YouTube and I found so many videos, and I've Googled Steve Sutton and I found all these articles people have written about him. Like, apparently, like, he's kind of like a superstar, like a blog star. And of course, I'm so late, just like now finding him. But I'm absolutely obsessed. I'm deep in the vortex right now, and I am gonna try to post this video as a response to his iced tea video. I just have so many questions about him. Like, what's his actual blog? Like, I'm not sure that all of his videos on YouTube are under his channel. I think it might be somebody else who's a fan of his, who's created a channel with all of his stuff, because none of the videos are like in a sequence. It's like randomly a video from 2006 and then him talking about Michael Jackson dying. So I don't know. I am absolutely impressed, Steve Sutton. I think you're fascinating as hell. I'm a big fan.
Groovy!